Our wretched species is so made that those who walk on the well-trodden path always throw stones at those who are showing a new road. The greatest consolation in life is to say what one thinks. Fanaticism is a monster that pretends to be the child of religion. Which is more dangerous, fanaticism or atheism? Fanaticism is certainly 1,000 times more deadly, for atheism inspires no bloody passion, whereas fanaticism does. Atheism is opposed to crime, and fanaticism causes crimes to be committed. It is fancy rather than taste which produces so many new fashions. It is amusing that a virtue is made of the vice of chastity, and it is a pretty odd sort of chastity at that, which leads men straight into the sin of onan, and girls to the waning of their color. What is tolerance? It is the consequence of humanity. We are all formed of frailty and error. Let us pardon reciprocally each other's folly. That is the first law of nature. The instruction we find in books is like fire. We fetch it from our neighbors, kindle it at home, communicate it to others, and it becomes the property of all. Divorce is probably of nearly the same date as marriage. I believe, however, that marriage is some weeks the more ancient. The true character of liberty is independence, maintained by force. There are some that only employ words for the purpose of disguising their thoughts. To achieve a goal, a dream, a wish, you must plan it out for success. Where there is friendship, there is our natural soil. It is not enough to be exceptionally mad, licentious, and fanatical in order to win a great reputation. It is still necessary to arrive on the scene at the right time. He is lifeless that is faultless. Nothing can be more contrary to religion and the clergy than reason and common sense. God is not on the side of the big battalions, but on the side of those who shoot best. The abuse of grace is affectation, as the abuse of the sublime is absurdity. All perfection is nearly a fault. No opinion is worth burning your neighbor for. Be bold, proclaim it everywhere, they only live who dare. It is not inequality which is the real misfortune, it is dependence. One always begins with the simple, then comes the complex, and by superior enlightenment one often reverts in the end to the simple. Such is the course of human intelligence. The composition of a tragedy requires testicles. The right to free speech is more important than the content of the speech. There are no sects in geometry. Theological religion is the source of all imaginable follies and disturbances. It is the parent of fanaticism and civil discord. It is the enemy of mankind. I have no morals, yet I am a very moral person. We are all full of weakness and errors. Let us mutually pardon each other our follies. It is the first law of nature. Only your friends steal your books. Independence in the end is the fruit of injustice. The fate of a nation has often depended upon the good or bad digestion of a prime minister. To succeed in the world, it is not enough to be stupid, one must also be well-mannered. History consists of a series of accumulated imaginative inventions. The Jews have always been waiting for a Messiah, but their Messiah is for them only, not for us. A Messiah who will give them mastery over the Christians. Faith consists in believing not what seems true, but what seems false to our understanding. What is history? The lie that everyone agrees on. Chess is a game which reflects most honor on human wit. If there is life on other planets, then the Earth is the universe's insane asylum. Every man is guilty of all the good he did not do. In the matter of taxation, every privilege is an injustice. The ancient Romans built their greatest masterpieces of architecture, their amphitheaters, for wild beasts to fight in. Secret griefs are more cruel than public calamities. The worthy administrators of justice are like a cat set to take care of a cheese, lest it should be gnawed by the mice. One bite of the cat does more damage to the cheese than 20 mice can do. Why are the Jews hated? It is the inevitable result of their laws. They either have to conquer everybody or be hated by the whole human race. You have no control over the hand that life deals you, but how you play that hand is entirely up to you. Being unable to make people more reasonable, I preferred to be happy away from them. Change everything except your loves. I have a simple philosophy: fill what is empty, empty what is full, scratch where it itches. Alice Roosevelt Longworth. Life is a shipwreck, but we must not forget to sing in the lifeboats. There is an astonishing imagination, even in the science of mathematics. I am convinced that everything has come down to us from the banks of the Ganges: astronomy, astrology, metempsychoses, etc. A witty saying proves nothing, but saying something pointless gets people's attention. God gave us the gift of life. It is up to us to give ourselves the gift of living well. Man is not born wicked, he becomes so as he becomes sick. I disapprove of what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it. Once the people begin to reason, all is lost. The mouth obeys poorly when the heart murmurs. A multitude of laws in a country is like a great number of physicians, a sign of weakness and malady. If you want good laws, burn those you have and make new ones. Tout est pour la mieux dans le meilleur des mondes possibles. It is dangerous to be right when the government is wrong. The more you know, the less sure you are. Man is free at the moment he wishes to be. Martin in particular concluded that man was born to live either in the convulsions of misery or in the lethargy of boredom. Many are destined to reason wrongly, others not to reason at all, and others to persecute those who do reason. Let us leave every man at liberty to seek into him and to lose himself in his ideas. The husband who decides to surprise his wife is often very much surprised himself. In every province, the chief occupations, in order of importance, are love-making, malicious gossip, and talking nonsense.